I'd be more apt to clean my contact lenses with Clorox than to use The Guardian as an official source for any of the videos that I use, but follow me on this one, guys, because I'm trying to make a point, because Barack Obama criticizes Defund the Police slogan, but faces backlash. Well, wouldn't you think somebody who used to be a former community activist, or a community organizer rather, somebody who markets in weasel words and redefining language, man, why would he be so against defunding the police? I remember just a few months ago, cast your minds back to early June, when everybody and their mother was, trying to defund the police. Seattle did, and what did that result in? Oh, Chaz and Chop and a bunch of rapes and assaults, yeah, and 4 people getting shot over the course of a couple weeks. Happened in Portland, and we all know that resulted 140 consecutive days of rioting. I know up here in Canada, I just did a story that Edmonton slashed $4 million from their police budget and $11 million from Calgary from their fat-headed social justice mayor as well. He fell in line with that, even though up in Canada, systemic racism is even more so not a thing, as much as Justin Trudeau wants you to think that, my native problem. Listen, up here where I live, we are in amongst a whole bunch of different reservations as well, and life is shit on reservations. And then when they come into the cities and natives become, just like everybody else, they tend to prosper just as much. I've worked with a ton of native people, and frankly, throughout my entire high school, grade school, my entire school experience was surrounded with natives. All of my best friends were natives all the way up through college even too, fuck. So no, as much as everybody wants to make it a big race thing, and by everybody, I just mean the left, oh come on now, defunding the police is the most functionally retarded idea, I think, of 2020, and it's proven not to work pretty much everywhere, but we'll get into that. But first we want to see why Barry's saying that this is not a very good idea. Look, let me be clear. Well, let's let him be clear. Barack Obama chastised Democratic political candidates for using snappy slogans like defund the police. Oh, like he used with hope and change? Oh, okay. And he argued could turn voters away in an interview released last week. You lost a big audience the minute you say it, which makes it a lot less likely that you're actually going to get the changes you want to get done, the former president told the show host Peter Hamby, I don't know who that is, in an interview with Good Luck America, a Snapchat political show. Oh, he only goes on the biggest and best shows right now. I think I have him booked for next week. The key is deciding, do you want to actually get something done, or do you want to feel good among the people you already agree with, Obama added. I think this guy has a future in politics. He's really making some good points here. However, Obama also defended the place of young progressives as important new blood in the Democratic Party. Yeah, we really want to see that cancer metastasize and eventually just kill off the Democratic Party, so I'm with him on this one. Jeez. Singling out, who has spoken out strongly with the phrase and the essence of defunding the police departments to boost social spending, because she's a blithering fucking idiot. And she also has an economics degree. I don't know how. Perhaps she's still picking pubes out of her teeth. Former Obama campaign operative Ben LaBolt shared part of the president's interview with Hamby online on Tuesday before the full interview went live on Snapchat on Wednesday. I'm just going to be a boomer on this one. Didn't know. I thought Snapchat was just for fucking dick pics and tit pics that just kind of float off into the ether after a while. Their remarks drew immediate backlash from notable black progressive Democrats, including who stressed defund the police was not about mere words, but a demand for equitable investments and budgets from communities across the country. Fuck off. You have no idea what you're talking about. But we will eventually get to her. You might be able to see her name up there in the top line, because we're going to go ahead and pivot right now to the story that I want to cover based on, defunding police departments didn't really work. And you know where it exceptionally didn't work? Well, probably at the epicenter of all this fucking childish behavior. That would be Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now, this is an article that was posted September 21st, so after they initially made their cuts to the police budget, what does News Daily have to say, well, they want you to know that everything is perfectly fine. Nothing terrible has gone on. Hey, there's still police out there, and they're just look at all of those terrible white people. Okay, just look back a little bit. Don't look too far to the right. Everybody here, they're just all terrible white people just looking for black people to shoot and suppress. I mean, these look like they're all well put together, intelligent, thoughtful individuals. Let's see what they're saying about Minneapolis in the later half of September. Minneapolis is currently seeing an uptick in crime, it's not spurred by the $1.1 million cut to the police department budget. Okay, since the beginning of 2020, around 100 officers have left the department or are taking leave, more than double the previous years. That's because you didn't mention the fact that most of them retired because of the fucking riots and their stupid district attorney wouldn't stand up for them. Yeah, exactly. That's why they're leaving, you fucking disingenuous cocksuckers. Citizens have reported street racing, sometimes resulting in crashes. Oh no, daylight carjackings, robberies, assaults, shootings. But nothing is being done. Yeah, because there's 100 police officers that fucked off deciding that, this isn't exactly the place I want to be in. I'm not being respected anymore. According to the Minneapolis Police Department crime statistics, violent crime is up, stating more people have been killed in the city in the first 9 months of 2020 compared to last year. Property crime is also up 55% from the same time last year. But look at all of these peaceful protests. See, everybody is just great, stable individuals, and everybody has their mask on. Just don't mind her. She has her BIPOC shield on, and everything will be fine. And then we'll go ahead to a statistic that was just released. December 2nd, just dropped yesterday morning. Staggering surge in violent carjackings continue across Minneapolis. Such attacks were up 537%. 537% compared with last November. And it's worrying residents. No, Liz. Oh my God, you didn't need to editorialize that. I think we could all kind of figure out that 530% more of anything is probably not good. Unless you're Asian and you want 537% more dick. A housekeeper arriving earlier to her shift in South Minneapolis was confronted by two hooded teenagers outside her driver's side window. One pointed a gun at her head, demanding she get out of her car before firing 3 shots. 2 ricocheted off the window and a third struck her side view mirror. The woman threw her car into reverse, sending teens fleeing in a stolen car they had arrived in. So one carjacking wasn't enough. They had to get another vehicle as well. I could play the video for you there, but it pretty much sucks. But that she's going to go work for some really rich person who supports Biden as well, because you can see a little sign there as well. So, you know what? Supporting the people who support the defunding is probably not the best idea for your health. I'm just going to throw that idea out there. Whatever you guys want to do with it, take that information at your own leisure. She was completely traumatized. No, the woman's employer, Kathy Higgins Victor, said of the November 27th incidents, it was just so bold. And those little teenagers, I just wish they had after-school projects for them to do this. They just, those idle hands that just get up to a bunch of mischief. I wish there was police officers around. Within a 1-hour period, Saturday morning, police reported 3 separate carjackings in southeastern Minneapolis, including one where an elderly woman was struck in the head. They just go after the tough targets, hey? An immigrant housekeeper and an elderly woman. Just the toughest of people trying to do these crimes. Such attacks are up 537% this month when compared to last November. Oh my God. And you'd think the carjackings, because, holiday shopping, bonuses for most people come in November. You think that it should be one of the higher months. And even still, 537%. Yeah, there's only one thing that you can really reflect that metric on, and that is defunding the police, you fucking tards. The numbers are staggering, said police spokesperson John Elder. That is the bravest man on earth, still towing the company line. It defies all civility and any shred of common human decency. That'll put them in their place. Police say suspects tend to approach victims on the street, sidewalk, or parking lot. Often, while they're distracted with routine tasks, a significant number of armed stick-ups have targeted seniors and unaccompanied women at the vehicles of Minneapolis's South Side. Or, if you're just trying to go to work and you're trying to get fucking parking. MPD didn't specifically track this type of crime until September 22nd because they were so infrequent. Or really, or nobody was just reporting them. I'm sure these things were still happening. Previous cases fell under a large umbrella of robberies and auto theft. So they were happening. They were being tracked. They just didn't have their own individual category. I see. That's how you get these skewed statistics when you see things like, okay, gun violence is way up, and there's something we need to do. Oh, it's higher than it is in any other single country in the world. Why won't you please think of the children? Well, you know what else is lumped into a gun violence? That would be suicides. Yeah, you think that's fair to include? A retroactive count by analysts determined that Minneapolis has seen at least 375 carjackings this year, including 17 this week. Bravo, really stepping it up before the end of the month. You need to pump up those numbers, kid. That overall tally is more than 3 times higher than 2019. Suspects, one or the other, have been known to ask for directions and rob the victim or a purse, a phone, or a car. Oh, excuse me, which way is north? Gotta throw in a little O&A reference every single day. Read an MPD crime alert issued last month in the 3rd Precinct. It advises all residents to be aware of their surroundings and carry only essentials. Isn't it proper etiquette not to blame the victims or something similar? You know, women are just supposed to be able to dress however they want to and not supposed to face repercussions. Isn't that kind of a similar thing? Stop driving that fancy vehicle. You could get it stolen, goddammit. This is Minneapolis, after all. Where do you think you're in? Somalia? And here's John Elder with the hottest take of the fucking day. People need to know what their abilities are, Elder said. A 74-year-old woman tried to duke it out with 2 18-year-olds is not a great idea. No, how about having the police officers in order to respond or, patrol the areas and make sure that, little shit dicks who didn't previously steal vehicles be able to go out and commit another fucking felony? But enough, they don't actually get to the fact that, violent crime is up because they defunded the police department and there's 100 fewer police officers as of September and far more since then, including their police chief who's also resigned. No, somebody has to speak up for Minneapolis. Somebody has to make sure that their constituents are properly looked after by supporting the police department. You will not get that support from Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. She is quite possibly the worst elected official since Woodrow Wilson, perhaps. There is nothing redeeming about this bitch. But her brother likes her, so what can you really say? Did you know that it's not her job to explain Minneapolis's crime rise? Did you know that she is also an elected representative that covers Minneapolis? Did you know it's not her job to look after her constituents? I didn't. Oh, that was actually a part of her job. Democratic Representative said in a new interview that it's not my job to explain rising crime in Minneapolis amid her calls to disband the police department in her district in the wake of George Floyd's death. I am for disbanding the Minneapolis Police Department. Remember, 537% increase in carjackings November 2019 compared to November 2020. Mrs. Omar, whose district includes Minneapolis, told the New York Times Magazine in an interview published Friday, and I'm sure they went and tried to make that as nice to Omar as humanly possible. Our police department is fully intact. Really? Do I have to remind you that even this year and going forward into the future, even though that they're going to be moving to a more public model, because that'll definitely fucking work in Minneapolis, even though that they've cut $1.1 million out of the budget that was originally decided upon prior to all of this fucking defund the police talk. And into the future, it's just going to continue to get lower and lower and lower because the wig-bedecked mayor in Minneapolis, I forget his pansy-ass fucking name, it's irrelevant because Minnesota is just a Democratic shithole, like it or not. I've been to Minneapolis. It's a nice place. The Mall of America is vastly overrated, and it's weird to see sheep across from the fucking parking lot where you have to take the tram. Because the way that you take the light rail from the airport in Minneapolis, you got to go past the Mayo Clinic and a farm. It's fucking weird. If you haven't experienced it, it's quite like nothing else that I've seen before. But it seemed like a nice place. But then again, I haven't been there post fires and burning things down, and I wouldn't be driving there, even though I would potentially be able to hold my own in hand-to-hand combat, but it doesn't matter if you're 6'6", gun tends to even the playing field a little bit more. But yeah, let's see what this bitch wants to skirt her responsibilities a little bit more. Is that because of what in regards to disbanding the police department? Where is the answer from the people who advocate not disbanding the police department? Oh, they're everywhere. You just don't want to see them. You just take your overly long neck and stick it right into the ground. How do they answer the police still being there and the rise of crime? Fewer resources. There you go, stupid. Really should be elected for something. Don't defend or explain the rise in crime, she continues. That's not my job. The job of explaining the rise of crime falls under the people who advocate more police, because we do have more police right now in Minneapolis and crime continues to happen. That is just patently not true. The reality is about 50% of homicides in the city of Minneapolis go unsolved. Oh yeah? Cool. Don't you think that you should probably get to the bottom of that? Rape kits have been destroyed by the Minneapolis Police Department. Care to substantiate that claim, bitch? There is a crisis of credibility in the Minneapolis Police Department. I've stated before, I have very strong feelings about reforming the police department. I don't think that they are perfect. I think that they are undertrained. I think that they are underserviced by their precincts. Literally, they just go through the basic training and then they never have to get tested again. And I think that that is a total affront to the departments and to the people that they serve. That's not the point of this. I'm just saying, get rid of police unions. Okay, I think we can all agree on that one. Minneapolis is in line with a national trend that has seen murders on the rise across the country. Police statistics show violent crime is up 17%, and this was in late September as well. In Minneapolis's low-income neighborhoods so far this year, and 30% in the city's higher-income neighborhoods, the Star Tribune reported. Because you know what, you can just go into those rich people's neighborhoods and make them pay their fair share. You know, the billionaires out there. I don't say millionaires anymore because I am one. Oops, I'm going to go and sit in one of my nice lakeside homes. The same city that passed a unanimous resolution in June for a transformative new model of law enforcement is now searching for alternatives to disbanding the police department amid an uptick in violence. In her interview, Mrs. Omar lamented that the Democratic Party has embraced a more law and order approach following months of nationwide racial and political unrest. And apparently the projected potential vice president-elect is, well, she's earned the title of Cop Mala Harris for a reason. I've always been baffled by the ways in which Democrats and the media have adopted the messaging narratives of the Republican Party. What a cunt. Enough with her. Ugh, I need to get her off the screen. Go back to Barry here. The dude knows the power of messaging, okay? Without a doubt, with a teleprompter in front of him, he was one of the most eloquent and best political speakers that we had seen in our lifetimes, to be completely honest. He knows damn well how to turn a phrase. He knows how to cry on command and evoke emotion from the audience in which he is seeking. So for him to say, yeah, defund the police, probably not a good idea. And then just say that, yeah, you need to switch your messaging is very telling. It's very telling. That is the future so many dead people voted for, and hopefully we get to the bottom of this whole election thing so we can put all of these old fucking hacks behind us and eventually sweep out that cancerous squad there, because, oh buddy, they are just nothing but an endless source of comedy for some news channels and just real disciple of shithole countries, the whole fucking lot of them. And just like a tumor, they are growing. There's another one. I forget her name, but she's just as useless. And they all definitely didn't 100% buy enough votes in order to get elected. Or run in little gerrymandered districts where only 30% of people turn out anyways. So, oh, but I'm just being hyperbolic anyways. Defunding the police is fucking retarded. And I will leave you on that. I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.